We humans are obsessed with space. We have dreamed about it for thousands of years, wondering if there was other life out there in the cosmos, or if we really are alone. But sometimes it's easy to forget that before we even step foot outside our atmosphere, there is an entire galaxy worth of wonders to behold. The Milky Way is a beautiful, awe-inspiring place, and today we are going to take a tour of it. So grab your interstellar guide, a helmet with a self-contained breathing apparatus, and a whole lot of sunscreen, because this galactic journey is about to begin. As far as galactic real estate goes, Earth has it pretty good. Sure, there are a few rogue black holes nearby, but for the most part, the Milky Way is a pretty chill place. First off, let's get some basic information out of the way. The Milky Way, which gets its name from a famous brand of dairy product, is actually a barred spiral galaxy. This means that the stars in it form a flat pancake-like shape with a bar-shaped grouping of stars in the center. There are also a few smaller groups of stars that orbit the main group. Scientists think these smaller groupings might have been small galaxies that got absorbed by the Milky Way over the course of billions of years. The Milky Way is humongous. It spans roughly 100,000 light-years across and contains anywhere between 100 and 400 billion stars. If you wanted to visit every single star in the galaxy just once, you would have to make a journey of at least 100,000 light-years. And since light speed is the fastest thing in the universe, you can never actually arrive at your destination. You would be traveling at the speed of light, so you would always be merely 100,000 light-years away from the end of your journey. So pack some snacks, because this trip is going to take a while. Our solar system sits roughly 27,000 light-years away from the center of the Milky Way, and Earth is the third closest planet to that center. But while the Milky Way is huge, it isn't the largest galaxy around. In fact, it isn't even the largest galaxy in our local group of galaxies, which itself is a small cluster of around 50 galaxies held together by their mutual gravitational attraction. And no, Andromeda is not the biggest galaxy in the local group. That title belongs to the Triangulum Galaxy, which lies roughly 6,000 light-years beyond the plane of the Milky Way. With its impressive diameter of 180,000 light-years, the Triangulum Galaxy trumps the Milky Way by almost twice. But the Milky Way does have a bit of a weight advantage, boasting approximately 3 times the mass of the Triangulum Galaxy. In another 4 billion years, the Milky Way and Andromeda will collide. And while this sounds super scary, scientists think that the two galaxies will simply pass through one another like a couple of ghosts. Eventually, they will merge into one big galaxy, but that won't happen for a very long time. Now that we know where we live in relation to other galaxies, let's head back home and explore our very own Milky Way. The Milky Way is filled with all sorts of space debris, including dust, gas, and a whole bunch of rocks of all different sizes. All of this stuff is collectively called interstellar medium and makes up about 15% of the Milky Way as total mass. Interstellar medium is important because it's what stars are made of. Well, not like right away, but it eventually becomes the material that forms new stars and planets. Interstellar medium also plays an important role in helping astronomers map out the structure of the Milky Way. See, when a star explodes as a supernova, it blasts the surrounding interstellar medium with incredible force, compressing it into dense pockets. When new stars form in these pockets, they emit radio waves that can be detected here on Earth. By following the pattern of these radio waves, astronomers were able to map out the shape of the Milky Way's central bar. They also discovered several gigantic bubbles of space that extend 1,000 light-years from the center of the galaxy. These bubbles were likely created by a series of supernovae that occurred near the end of the Milky Way C formation. But don't worry, astronomers don't think these bubbles pose any threat to Earth. There aren't any stars or star clusters within them, so they are completely empty and harmless. While exploring the galaxy, you'll definitely want to pay a visit to the corona, which is the outermost region of the Milky Way. The corona is a giant halo of space that surrounds the galaxy and extends 500,000 light years into the darkness. The exact nature of the corona is still a bit of a mystery, but astronomers think it may contain a lot of dark matter. Dark matter is an elusive substance that makes up a quarter of the mass in the universe. We can't see dark matter directly, but we can observe its gravitational effects on things we can see. And the strange behavior of the corona suggests that it has a lot of dark matter in it. One day, scientists hope to map out the corona's sea dark matter distribution and learn more about how dark matter works. But it's not all smooth sailing in the corona. There are a few potentially dangerous things lurking in the outer regions of the galaxy. For one thing, there are globular clusters. These are groups of around 1 million stars that orbit the Milky Way. They are extremely dense and old, making them ideal places to search for things like white dwarfs, neutron stars, and black holes. Globular clusters are also good places to avoid if you value your sanity. See, globular clusters are known for being violent places. Stars move incredibly fast and often collide with one another. The collisions create massive bursts of energy that can fling stars out of the cluster and into deep space. Astronomers think that the extreme environment of globular clusters may have played a role in the formation of Earth's moon. It's thought that a long time ago, a large object crashed into Earth and knocked a chunk of itself off. That chunk then became the moon. And some scientists think that this chunk came from a star that was ripped out of a globular cluster and flung into the solar system. And if that's not enough excitement for you, we haven't even talked about the black holes in the Milky Way yet. Most galaxies have at least one supermassive black hole at their center, and the Milky Way is no exception. Our supermassive black hole, which goes by the creative name Sagittarius A, is located in the middle of the galactic core and weighs about 4 million times the mass of the Sun. If you ever get too close to Sagittarius A, you will get ripped apart by its gravity and slung into the black hole. So watch your speed. The Milky Way is also home to a number of stellar nurseries. These are regions of space where stars are born. Stellar nurseries are typically found in giant clouds of gas and dust. As the gas and dust collapse in on themselves, they form baby stars surrounded by disks of leftover material. This material eventually forms planets, forming solar systems. You might want to spend some time exploring the Orion Arm, which is the spiral arm of the Milky Way that Earth is a part of. Unlike the barred center of the galaxy, the spiral arms are relatively empty. There are only about 100 billion stars in the Orion Arm, which is less than half the number found in the rest of the galaxy. But don't let that fool you. The Orion Arm is still mind-bogglingly huge and home to some amazing sights, such as the Eagle Nebula. The Eagle Nebula is a giant cloud of gas and dust that spans 70 light years across. Within the nebula is a collection of young, hot stars that emit powerful winds. These winds sculpt the nebula into a series of pillars of creation. These pillars are some of the most photographed objects in space and truly are a sight to behold. There are also plenty of weird and wonderful things to see in the Milky Way. For example, there are pulsars, which are rapidly spinning neutron stars that emit beams of radiation. Then there are quasars, which are extremely bright objects that are powered by supermassive black holes. Some quasars are literally billions of light years away. Earth is lucky to call the Milky Way home. It's a beautiful, diverse, and exciting place that is full of wonders. So next time you look up at the night sky, remember that you are living in a galaxy that is truly one of a kind. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and check out another one. And if you haven't already, what are you waiting for? Subscribe for more videos like this one.